Have you ever had a set of data in which you could do a simple search box? So in today's video, I'm going to show you two different versions. One is a basic search where you can enter in one cell and search across multiple columns, and also how to do a more advanced search where you can split those and search individual columns, which allows you to stack those and do multiple searches simultaneously. So let's jump right in. We'll start by creating our search tab. So I'm going to go ahead and make that new tab. And then I'm going to grab these columns. So I'm just going to select them, copy, and then I'm going to paste these down in here. And if you don't already have the highlighting in this, you can add that later and just do something like, whatever color you want there, set the text, set the font, to whatever you want there, size, etc. And then we can also set that borders. I'll show you how to do the rest of that here in a second. So then I'm just gonna make this around the outside, just 20 width, and then get rid of the rest of our columns. All right, and then I'm going to add my search box. So enter search term and make this a little smaller. This is just my text for that. And then I'll make my search box here, merge those cells, maybe change this to yellow, make it obvious there. And then we can call this search, something like that. So let me go ahead and remove these grid lines real quick. And then I'm just gonna add some borders. I'm just going to go ahead and go down here. And first of all, get rid of the borders. And then let's go ahead and just add some to the outside. And then I think I'll just do something simple for the inside borders here. I'm going to reselect, change to single width, and then maybe something like this. There we go. And then we can do things like adjust the width of these as well. But let's go ahead and just pull some data in here. So what we're going to use for this is query. And then we come over here and select our data. And then I'm going to remove my end reference here and just pull in all the data. So now we can kind of see a little easier where we can set these, for example, and we can set the alignment there, horizontal, and resize these columns to kind of fit a little bit better. Maybe this one will centerline as well. Reset those to the left. All right, what else we have here? So we got state and zip. We can get a little narrower, zip a little bit more. All right, so maybe something like that. We can decide if we want to expand or not with the emails. And then, so right now we're just pulling in everything. So how will we set up a search? So what we're going to do here is add our query. So we're going to do select, and then we're going to use this asterisk, which means select all. And so optionally, you can pick if you want just certain columns as well, but we're just going to select all for now. And then we're going to do where. And then let's just start with product. So we'll just say maybe we're selecting products. So what I'm going to do though is I'm going to put lower around the column. So column B is where the product is over here. And I'm going to do lower just so our matches aren't case sensitive. And then I'm going to do contains. And now we got to make reference to our search box. So we're going to do this. All right, and so here we could put something like kick, and you can see that is already filtering now our products. So this isn't super useful for a couple reasons. One is we want to be able to enter in our search box, not modify the formula. And two, we want to be able to modify or search across multiple columns. And so let's go ahead and first of all, change this from here to this search box. This is the way we'll do that is instead of entering the text directly, to X out of this to refer to that cell, we're going to do 2 double quotes. And then inside of those double quotes, we'll do 2 ampersands. And then inside of there, we can do our search box cell, which is B3. Now, again, we're doing lowercase on our product. So we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to wrap this with lower as well, just so it's not a case sensitive match. And so now if we enter kick here, you can see we're getting the same results. Now, again, this isn't super useful at the moment with only doing 1 column because it's not that much different than applying a filter and then searching here. It is a little faster, but here's a little more useful in the sense of you can be more granular very quickly. So on this one, where it would be useful is to be able to search multiple columns. And so let's go ahead and add that. So we have our column B, which is our product. So let's add a few more, like first name, last name, and city, just for now. So first name is going to be B, C, D, E. So E and F. So let's add those real quick. And so I'm just going to copy and paste this with a slight modifications. So each one we're going to separate by or. And then this would be, I believe is E, if I was remembering correctly. E and F, and then our city is I. So we have E, and then I'm just going to copy and paste this for F. And then again for I. All right, so now we should be able to search product, first name, last name, or city. And so you could do these for any. Now, one thing to keep in mind, if we added something like state in here, a lot of these are probably contained within other things. So this search is very loose. So it'd say, let's say we put in LA. Let's actually go ahead and do that now. You can see that we wouldn't be returning necessarily states because this has LA in it and so forth. So doing the states, you probably have to do a separate match. But just for the search box, let's go ahead and look at this. So let's just say here's someone's name called Skit. So we could even leave off a T, and you can see now it's returning that one. We could also search for a city. And so let's say Louis, and you can see there we get St. Louis, Louisville, and so forth. All right, so now let's look at how to make this a little more advanced. So for example, I mentioned these states, you can't search for it just in here because you'd find the IL in these. So next, let's go ahead and split this search box. And so I'm just going to go ahead and kill this one. So what we're going to do here is search for product. And then we could either line these up with those or put them just over here. So I think I'll do name and right here. And then let's do city and state. Let's just do it over it just to make it a little simpler in the layout. But you can adjust this as you like. So search for first or last name. And so we could either combine these or split them. Let me just align this real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and split them, but you basically do the same thing if you wanted to keep them together. And then these will go ahead and split. And then search cities, search states. All right, so how would we do this? So currently we have this query and we combine them like this. So what we want to do now is do a little bit more of a conditional aggregation. So what we're going to do here now is we'll do where A is not null. So we're going to do one condition to start, and that will include everything. And then what we're going to do is add a series of if statements. So if this is blank, we'll do nothing. Otherwise, we'll do and where b, and let's do lower b, contains, and then we're going to do the same thing. So lower C3, and then let's check this one out. Kick, and I believe, oh, I don't need that where. We have that where there, so we don't need to repeat it. So, and lower B contains C3. So these all contain kick. We do jump. There we go. So that's working great. And so now we just do the same thing and repeat this for each of these. Now, one thing to keep in mind is basically this query string, we're appending to it. And so I added a space here at the beginning just so it doesn't run together. Otherwise it'd be where A is not null, and then it'd be like this and right away. So we are adding a space there just to make sure that doesn't run into each other. And then we can do another ampersand, and then we'll do if F3, and then that I believe was E. And then we can check that. So Ryan, so we get Ryan and Brian. So that is working. And then we can just do this again for the rest. So you can see this is actually a pretty easy way to add multiple search boxes. And there we go. So let's just do no. And there we get that one. And then let's do cities and states. And then that should give us the ability then to search states. So if J, and then I believe cities was I. And so we can do Lewis. There we go again. Perfect. And then finally, let's do our state one. And so this one is K if J is equal to K. All right. So let's go ahead and zoom this up. So now we should be able to search our states. So you can see there, it's searching our states just like that. If we go Missouri, we go to New York, etc. So this is the advanced way to be able to quickly search for multiple. And so then you can actually do multiple stacks. And so now you can see it's matching both jump and Illinois. And so then we could even do, let's say Chicago, and now we have jump, Chicago, Illinois. If we want to reset this one, we could do just jump and so forth. And so that's a quick way that you can do that. All right, so that is it for today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe if this was helpful for you. And also check out the other videos on our channel for more tutorials on both Google Sheets and AppScript. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.